Hey everyone, welcome back to the Health Bridge. This is Dr. Pedram Shojai here with my dear friend, Dr. Sara Gottfried.
Hi everybody, happy to be with you.
Hey Sara, great to hear your voice, and for those who are watching video, it's great to see you.
Well, great to see you too. I want to talk to you about this new movie that's coming out soon. I can't wait to kind of see the broad and deep exploration of this film. I want to ask you, Pedram, about the film. Like, what motivated you to film Origins?
Great question, because it became kind of a afterthought after we finished Vitality and talked about just kind of the basics of why health care is in crisis and how just idiotic the system is, and it's all based around people's health falling apart and then spending triple to fix it, and just looking at the basics that would fix the way we operate in our own lives and in health. We kind of started asking the question, well, how did this get messed up? And so the natural conclusion was, well, why don't we trace this to our origins? And so we went to the first caves our ancestors stumbled out of after the last ice age, and basically looked at what the environment looked like, looked at what stress looked like, looked at what food looked like, and said, well, this is great. I mean, we were eating fish right off the coast, and we were active, and we're moving, we're in the sun, we're eating obviously wildcrafting and harvesting plants that are filled with phytonutrients, and we got to be at this pinnacle of our kind of evolutionary arc where we used metaphorically fire to develop more and more technology, and boom, we became the dominant predator on the planet. But then we started choking out the planet. Then we started getting sick. Then we have 70 billion tons of chemicals dropping into our environment every single day, and people are having infertility and all these issues. And so we really followed that arc and asked those kind of really big, important questions about what we did right and what we did wrong. And you know me, I love technology, but sometimes it hurts. And so it was a really fun project, and I'm so happy it's done.
Well, you had an enormous vision, I think, going into this film. And for our listeners, if you don't know, Pedram is a documentary filmmaker. His first film is called Vitality, as he mentioned. Second film, which is about to come out, is Origins. I highly recommend both of them. Now, when it comes to Origins, you have an unbelievable cast of characters that you took with you on that arc, trying to understand the origins of humans and where did we go wrong, where did we turn the corner, what can we do about it. Can you go through some of those stars, those amazing people who are commenting throughout the film? Absolutely.
And I can't tell you how privileged I am to be able to hang out with some of these people. And what it became was part adventure and going and doing wilderness survival training and tracking lines and all that, and part asking the relevant questions of the smartest and most engaging and wonderful people I know. And so you're in the movie. And so we get to see her smiling face everywhere. I mean, a lot of the cast of characters that you guys have heard on the show, like Dr. Mark Hyman, we have Abel James and Dave Asprey. We have wonderful characters like Johnny Bowden, who's just so fun, JJ Virgin, Mark Sisson, Alex Junger, and the list goes on and on. I mean, it's star-studded, if you want to talk about like healthcare luminaries, star-studded movie filled with people who are not really pulling their punches. I'm so sick of these conservative sound bites that people do for their press and media. And so my whole thing, and if you guys have been listening to the show for a while, I'm raw, and I want people to be raw. Let's just talk about it, man. And so we got some really good juicy stuff out of people, and it's a provocative movie, which is, for me, a movie worth making.
Yeah, well, I would agree with that. I think that you're one of my favorite people when it comes to opening the kimono and really having full transparency about how you live your life, what you see for the future. I want to ask you about when you started to make films, and why is it that you were drawn to that particular medium? I mean, here you and I are doing our show, we've got it on audio, we've got it on video, but you were drawn to this particular medium of making documentary films. Why?
Great question. Because I was disgruntled as the CEO of a medical group. I was tired of the same diagnosable illnesses coming in day and day out. having the same kind of ridiculous algorithms that need to be followed because obviously they're not going to change their lifestyle. And I said, this is insane. And so I got a lot more into lifestyle education. I got into corporate wellness. I got into trying to intercept the problem. And then I realized we were kind of repeating ourselves a lot. And that's when we started using video as a medium to communicate things that are kind of general information that everyone should know. And by the time I'd done a little bit of that, some people I was working with were like, man, you've got a good voice for this. Would you be interested in doing a film? And at the time we were making Vitality, and they started taking it in this weird direction of like, what technologies that can cure AIDS that the government doesn't want you to know about. And I'm like, man, if I could just get people to eat vegetables, we'd solve a lot of problems in this country. And we disagreed on the direction. I said, screw it, I'll buy out the movie rights and I'll make this movie on my own. And then I'm standing there, Taoist monk, priest, doctor guy, holding a movie saying, how the hell do I do this? And so I started making calls in Hollywood, and there was a pretty aggressive growth curve. And, Vitality is a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie. I think the message is fantastic, but it could have been done better because I had to patch things together. But it got the job done. Now I think Origins is an excellent movie, and I'm a humble dude. My team and the people I assembled are just awesome. Great filmmaking talent.
I totally agree with you. So I got to see an early release of the film, and it just gave me chills. It was such a thrill to watch what you put together. So I want to ask you about your trailer. You've got this really cool trailer that people can go see. The release happens next month. Tell people how they can see your trailer and maybe a little bit about why they would want to watch it.
Cool. So let me tell you what we're doing, because I think it's a really important arc for people to follow, because we're doing something very different with this movie. I'm not saying, okay, I'm going to make a movie, I'm going to sell it to some distributor, walk away and go live in Maui. I'm using this as a spearhead into a movement that's going to help get people off their butts and into being a part of the solution and not the problem. So what we've done is, okay, so we'll have the trailer on well.org/origins, and then what we're going to do is we're opening up the movie to a 10-day free screening for anyone who will watch it, because we're sharing. I mean, I spent 4 years of my life and lots of money making a movie, and I'm giving it away because I feel like the message is much more important than the money on anything I do. And so we're doing a 10-day free screening window, when then I got the talent from the movie and a bunch of rock star, amazing people that are making a difference in the world in a 5-day conference or online summit, again, for free, taking the next step, providing the information, things that people need to do, which will then lead to we're taking back Black Friday. And so we're doing a Green Friday initiative. We're putting conscious companies and people who are doing the right thing in front of you guys and saying, why are you buying a bunch of garbage that's destroying the planet from containers that are coming from China that people don't need anyways in the name of baby Jesus? Like, stop it. What are we doing, right? And so we're putting together some really awesome friendly forces for that, and then we're using that as a fundraiser to do a Victory Garden initiative in the spring. And for those of you watching video, you can see my little acupressure magnets on my wrist. I moved 5,000 pounds of dirt, and we got some great video of me tearing out my back lawn and turning it into a fully edible landscape with raised beds. Because you know what? We have a water shortage in California, and good food needs to be something my kid understands. And so, I'm throwing that gauntlet, and we're getting a lot of health celebrities, actually like Hollywood celebrities, radio celebrities. A lot of people are getting involved and saying, okay, I'm doing it too. And we're doing Victory Garden challenges to change the way we interact with food and have a ton of yard to table recipes to help people connect that. So the movie is the beginning of a messaging movement to help people get up off their asses, do the right thing for themselves and the planet, because the real through line of the movie is to understand that personal health and planetary health are inextricably linked. And once you understand that, then you stop throwing your gum out the window when you're driving. You start making better decisions.
Woo! Okay, this is my standing ovation right here. So Pedram, it's so generous of you to, I have a sense of how much you invested in this film. 4 years of your time, the opportunity cost alone is enormous. And it's so generous that you're giving it away for free. So people need to go to well.org/origin so that they can watch the trailer. And then I'm so excited about your summit. I think that's amazing. I feel like we should do a separate show just on the Victory Garden, because that is such a powerful way to reclaim your power when it comes to, all of these different environmental factors, the food industry, the big chemical industry, and what they've done to our bodies, to pollute our bodies and rob us of our health. So I'm so excited about this. Now, as you look forward and you go into this really busy period of releasing Origins, can you tell us, I love how you really make your films and you come up with these actionable solutions. Could you share with us maybe 3 quick tips, actionable things that people can do to really understand more the link between planetary health and their own health, and maybe also what helps them take care of the planet and also their health? So could you put that together for us?
Yeah, sure. So first things first, there's a big arc in this movie about the microbiome and what that means to us. And the microbiome being this web of life of bacteria that interacts with us and is the interface between us and all nature around us. So step number 1 is, if in writing our relationship with the earth, it's really about writing our relationship with the earth inside of us. And that connection really starts to change our psychology, our physiology, the way our genes express, and all sorts of really powerful things that are mentioned in the movie that effectively make us a clear, much more coherent and healthy person. So having fermented foods is critical, right? Cutting out the sugars and things that create the bad neighborhoods, as you would call them, is absolutely critical. It's a big piece in how that interface happens in the movie. The second part is, we're not really aware of how many chemicals are being put into our environment and what we're being exposed to. And a lot of the people in our world that are having health crises don't realize that it has something to do with their detox pathways being overwhelmed. And so cutting the chemical exposure, and it's tough. I mean, look, you got new carpet, guess what? You're getting it, right? And so there's chemical exposure that's just overwhelming us, and learning how to mitigate that and avoid the chemical exposure. Just don't buy things that have chemicals that you can't pronounce. I mean,
don't buy the stuff that smells like cancer. That's one of my favorite lines from you.
Yeah, and a lot of things in our environment smell like cancer. You walk into a hotel lobby, you're like, that doesn't smell natural. To me, that smells like cancer. What are these chemicals, and what are they doing to my brain, my body, my physiology, and do I need it? And the answer is absolutely not. It's destroying you and it's killing you. And then towards the end of the movie, we really kind of round that corner, because the part that your average Westerner doesn't understand, especially your average American, and we're all starting to understand this a little better, is every 4 years we vote for a new president. But every single day we take out our credit card and swipe it 5 to 20 times, and we're voting for the companies that we're giving our money to. And so if you understand that as the consumer, you have the power, and you're giving money, i.e. power, i.e. influence, i.e. jobs, to the people that are either doing the right thing or the wrong thing, we have this tremendous, tremendous movement that can emerge and blossom and blow up within months, that will reallocate money to the good guys and tell the guys that are doing the wrong things either they clean up their act or they're just gonna, their well's gonna dry up. And so it's a very powerful initiative. I mean, we had a ton about that in the movie, obviously, but it's a very powerful initiative that I want you guys thinking about in the next little bit before the movie even comes out. Just think about who you're giving your money to, and are they either helping the world, or are they trying to poison your children and not care because their profit margins are looking really good?
I.e. Dr. Pedram Shojai is a total rock star. I am such a fan. So everyone's got to go to well.org/origin, see your trailer, get on the bus. I'm super excited about this. Any last words that you want to share with us about your film?
It's a labor of love. It took us 9 months to bring a baby into this world. This one took 4 years, right? And it's a labor of love. We traveled the world, and we did it because it's a story worth telling. And for me, nothing is worth doing unless it's worth doing all the way. And so that's how I want people to think about life and their relationship with what they're doing in the world. And we've become so unconscious about how we run our lives because we've become boxed into this limited worldview of what life even is. And so I just want to blow the lid out on all of that and be like, people, this is awesome, and the world's our oyster, and it's ours to save, and it's ours to enjoy, and we're here to preserve it for our children's children's children. So get up and get off it, and stop thinking that like the man or some sort of big multinational cabal has control over you. It's only psychological control because you're just giving them your money because you're watching their dumb TV shows and their commercials, and you're falling for it. So wake up and join the future, and the future is basically intimately tied with your interaction with health, life, and life all around you. So there's me on my soapbox. I love this stuff, right? And you and I have a lot of offline conversations, and we're pretty raw about who we are on the air as well. And so, the problem with America and the West isn't a problem of the healthcare system. It's a problem of how we live. And so the sooner we figure out how to live in a cleaner, healthier, more coherent way, the sooner the world starts changing all around us.
Amen, brother. I totally love it. I also have a feeling that we're going to be getting more raw in some of our shows that are coming up. Don't you have that feeling?
Yeah, it's time to throw the gloves in the corner and just get out there and mud wrestle in a lot of ways. And the world needs honesty and raw interaction. And you and I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. I'm here to tell the truth. And I know you're the same way. And so that's an important piece to what you and I have talked about with what to do with the show. We're gonna have all kinds of different guests on next season, and we're really gonna open it up to a larger discourse. And I'm really happy about that because I have so much fun with you.
Oh, same here, brother. Totally. Okay, everybody, it's Dr. Sara Gottfried. I've been here with Dr. Pedram Shojai talking about his new film, Origins. Can't wait for that film to be released, but for now you can go see the trailer. well.org/origins. Thank you, Pedram, for talking about it today.
Thank you for letting me talk about it, and thanks for being you. Guys, we'll see you next time.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.